Hello out there, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 9th. Today is National Fetal Alcohol Syndrome Awareness Day. I don't know how many of you know this, but if you don't know it, you will know it now. I was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm 22 years old, and I was born in 1991, so I was part of an early FAS study that was done in San Diego, California. That was the person I guess in charge of it was Dr. Kenneth Lionel Lyons Jones, and they now know a lot more about FAS 20 years later, but we still need a lot of people who can help us spread FAS awareness all over the world. So, since I was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, and many of you may not know or might know some about fetal alcohol syndrome, I will make a YouTube video explaining, as I'm doing right now, about what fetal alcohol syndrome is and how you can help spread awareness and how you can also help prevent it. Fetal alcohol syndrome is what happens to a baby when the mother who's pregnant consumes any alcoholic beverage, whether it's beer, wine, tequila, liquor, things like that. She is automatically putting her baby at risk for being born with severe health complications, permanent brain damage, and behavioral problems. When I was born, I was born premature. I weighed only like 2 pounds and 2 pounds and 3 ounces at birth. I was a preemie, so I was very small. I had developmental delays. I was also born with, I don't know if you can see it, I actually have a scar, because when I was born, I had I was in respiratory distress. I had trouble with my breathing, and I also had trouble with I also had a heart problem. I was born with a hole in my heart. That is we found out later. So a year after I turned 1, I had surgery because an aneurysm that was on my heart. That was all of that was due to the fact that my natural mother drank alcohol when she was pregnant with me, which caused me permanent brain damage that I will have for the rest of my life, and health complications such as, it can affect you in babies in many ways. Did you know that every day here in the U.S. alone, more than 3 million babies are born with fetal alcohol syndrome? That's more than babies born with Down syndrome and spina bifida. It's very tragic, but you can tell people about my video and share this with the world, your cousins, your grandparents, your grandkids, siblings, cousins, anyone, teachers, students. Please share my story and help raise awareness. You can actually help prevent having a baby that will be born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Fetal alcohol syndrome it's actually 100% preventable. So you can increase your chances of not having a baby born with fetal alcohol syndrome. And how you can do that is by if you know somebody that's pregnant, or if you yourself are pregnant, you can totally avoid this by turning down drinks, turning down any kind of alcoholic drink, whether it's at a bar, a friend's house, a party, because yeah, you can give your baby so many health complications that will be there for life. And there are a few other factors that I wanted to tell you. I have here on my, I'm gonna try and hold the camera still. I have here on my hand a mark that goes from here to about like right up between these two fingers. So that's actually a sign of FAS. When the mother drinks alcohol, the baby is actually surrounded. The alcohol goes from after the mother drinks it, goes down to the stomach and into the placenta, and actually surrounds the baby, and causing physical harm to that developing baby. And there's a couple of different ways you can actually, well, I mean, you can see hundreds of millions of, probably, I don't know how many other videos are on here, but I was part of an early FAS study back in back in San Diego, California, back in 1992. I was actually one of the people who, I guess, helped with the FAS study. I was one of the test subjects, if you want to call it that. I mean, they now know more today about fetal alcohol syndrome than they did 20 some years ago. And I mean, it's important that everybody knows the effects of drinking alcohol while women are pregnant. It can cause organ and liver failure, kidney failure damage, and it can also cause problems. It can stunt the baby's growth. It can stop anything that, well, the baby's developing inside of you. If you're a woman who is pregnant, it can actually prevent, it actually restricts that child's growth. That child can have severe mental or severe brain damage, actually. And once that's been done, there's really, I mean, if you can get your child, or if you suspect that your child has FAS, there are some actually abnormal facial features, as well as, I don't know if you can be able to tell them on me, but some of them, one of them is like a low nasal bridge, so like right here on these, like kind of low, and then the eyes, like right here, the slants in my eyes. Also, like the eye openings here, eye openings, and then we have what's called a low nasal bridge, or, oh, I'm not even sure if I'm going to say this right, a low patrillium or something. It's the skin. It's like flat, pretty much flat here. It's long and flat. And oh, and that's the other thing. We also have underdeveloped jaw bones, like our structure in our jaw, the bone and muscles right here. Not muscles, but bones is actually it's underdeveloped, and that can actually cause harm, or not harm, that actually is many of the signs of fetal alcohol syndrome, along with what I told you earlier about the line between these two fingers right here. That if it goes from the end of the hand right over here to by under the pinky, and it goes straight between these two fingers, on one hand, you'll notice that it is there. If you compare your hand to, say, somebody like mine who does not have fetal alcohol syndrome, and you look at both your hands, you know, you just study both your hands, and you're like, well, this I don't have that mark on my hands, then you probably don't have fetal alcohol syndrome. But anyhow, yeah, I was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, and I was born premature. I had to have open heart surgery after I was a year old. I was developmentally delayed. I had respiratory problems with my breathing. I was hospitalized for the first year of my life in intensive care. A lot of this can be prevented simply by educating yourself and others about fetal alcohol syndrome, and knowing that you have a chance to improve your baby's future and not cause them this horrible harm that had happened to me by my natural mother. I was adopted at the age of 2 years old, and I'm Native American. This is very interesting to know. As I said, I'm Native American. The Oglala Sioux Lakotas on Pine Ridge Indian Reservation of South Dakota, USA. If you look that up, you will see that the reservation there is compared to that of a third world country. It's so poor, and I mean, there's for the past 22 years, it's been the same amount of alcoholism. It's been the alcoholism rate there for natives is 99.9%. So I mean, that's really horrible. It stayed that way for 22 years, maybe a little more. Yes, fetal alcohol syndrome fetal alcohol syndrome affects everybody regardless of their age, gender, racial status, like many other things, you know. And a lot, it really harms the fetus, and you know, parents will also have to possibly live with knowing that they caused this brain damage to their unborn child, which could have totally been prevented if I just wish more people out there, I just wish that more people out there knew about the damaging effects of fetal alcohol syndrome and everything like that, you know. This is one of the longest videos I've ever done. And yes, I will be 23 next month on October 7th, 2014. So, I'm pretty excited about that. So, yay! I hope you will share this video with everyone you know, friends, family, cousins, grandparents, or grandchildren, teachers, students, cousins, everybody you can think of. Please, let's help make this more aware, as you know, there are more and more people being diagnosed with fetal alcohol syndrome in the US alone and all over the world. Yeah, anyhow, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you will look up fetal alcohol syndrome on like Google or on some sort of whatever social media site you use, and help educate others out there like I'm trying to do. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, rate, subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could spread this video as far as you can today and forevermore, you know. Yes. So, thank you for watching my video. My heart goes out to those who've been born with fetal alcohol syndrome, as I have. I hope that we can all help each other and educate each other about the dangers of women who drink alcohol when they are pregnant. So, thank you for watching my video again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.